Hello. Hello. Yeah? What are you listening to?
Nothing.
SpongeBob SquarePants?
I was just vibing. SpongeBob SquarePants. Did you ever watch SpongeBob?
No. I think we were a little too old for that. Like not too old, man. But it.
No, we were too old.
Well, yeah, we were aged out of
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons by then.
I was watching an episode of SpongeBob. Like one, I don't know. I just happened upon it. And I have since validated this on YouTube, but there was a pretty dirty joke.
Really?
SpongeBob went to get his driver's license.
Okay.
Right?
I like that. Good premise, yeah.
Yeah, good premise. And the woman scoring him for his driver's license test was a real stickler, real by the book, and not very nice
DMV.
either. Not very nice. So she failed him, right?
Yeah.
And then SpongeBob says, okay, well, see you next Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. That's
That was a good one, huh?
That is a good one. They got to do that, right? That keeps the parents entertained. It makes sense that they would do that.
Does it?
Yeah.
Risking
the parents
risking
be like, all right,
everything?
we can watch SpongeBob.
Yeah. Some, Rich, you're thinking of your parents or my parents. Some parents may not have felt as amicably towards the SpongeBob writers.
Yeah.
And thought, true. What are they exposing my child to? My
that's God, true. We're not actually
my child.
Yeah, I got you. We're not actually watching it with our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about something yesterday and I wrote it down, but I remembered it anyway.
Okay. Oh, good.
Dude.
Congrats on that.
Thanks.
Seriously, that's like an accomplishment.
Remembering something without writing it down?
Remembering something and being responsible enough to write it down.
Oh, yeah, I'm good at that. We've gone over that whole thing. I think,
what was it?
Remember how every time we got in a limo when we were kids, the thing everyone wanted to do was just like stand up through the sunroof, right? Yeah. Like what movie was that? They're like they go through Manhattan and they do that, and then you wanted to kind of.
I think Wayne's World might have been the movie du jour that was pumping out the. Didn't they do that in Wayne's World? They stick their head through the sunroof.
Did they? When they went to Milwaukee? Maybe
Milwaukee, yeah. I don't know. Maybe but you're right. I'm trying to think though. Where does that come from?
There's definitely movies.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you mean.
In Manhattan. Okay, right. And you want to be like, hey man, what's going on? Last night they were talking about on the news. They're talking about China, and they always show this view of fucking Xi Jinping, and when he rides in a limousine, he stands up through the sunroof.
Does he really?
But he doesn't go crazy. He stands there with microphones. And look at the expression on this motherfucker's face, man. I love it. I think it's so good. Look at it. He's like, and he just rolls around in this. He doesn't move.
Yes. Yes. I'm your king.
That's what we should have been doing when we were getting into. We should have just been like, we're getting into a limo. Everyone bring microphones, and then we're going to stand there and act Xi Jinping as we drive down the streets of Upper St. Clair.
Go back to the view of him.
Let me do this.
I want to see him as close, as tight of a shot as you can find on this.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Okay, now pause it. Okay.
It's like, how do you describe that expression?
You just did. Mm-hmm. Now, I'd like to point something out, though.
Yeah.
Number one, is this a is this a moving podium?
Mm-hmm.
Or does this have like so that whatever he drives up to, it then connects to that soundboard and he can take questions from reporters? Or
They just plug the car in, you mean? Like
yeah. Or does this have some sort of megaphone attached to it so that he can address the people and call out what children should be arrested and slain?
Right.
From the car.
Which Chinese ethnic groups this week we are going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to exterminate. Second question, or third question. Why are there 4 microphones that are identical? It's not like there's 4 different news stations in China that are each jockeying for position. Did he do that to try to make it look like a podium where
I know.
Why are there 4?
I know. That's a good point. You're right. And how is this being transmitted? Is there like a big cable? Let's see. They do a they do have a
all right, hold on. I got one more.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, never mind. It's clearer here. I was going to say which one of those gentlemen is driving. But it looks a little clearer now.
Look at this car, man.
Yeah, what kind of car is this, too? It looks like a Volkswagen Beetle.
It's a Daewoo.
It is probably a Daewoo.
It's the fanciest Daewoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, seriously, do you think that he saw like American press conferences where there's all the microphones from different news outlets and he wanted it to look impressive like that? So he just put 4?
Yeah, why not 6?
Yeah, or why not 220?
5's not a bad number either.
Yeah, 5 solid.
Oh, man. All right.
Just let this play. I want to see where this goes.
Yeah, let's just roll with it. Literally. I mean, how funny would that be if there was a fucking like extension cord just being unraveled? Plug everything in. And that car's leaning, man. Look at that. Maybe that was just an illusion, but holy shit.
No. This thing is made of probably reinforced steel plates. I'm sure it's like missile proof.
They got they really got the, come on, YouTube. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but it's probably a really heavy car. But it also seems to be following that dotted line.
Well, yeah, it's the road. What is happening here? I went backwards 5 fucking seconds.
Oh man, I love the title. Xi reviews armed forces at China's National Day military parade.
That's what maybe China nixed the video because they figured out we were making fun of it.
Do you know about the Winnie the Pooh thing?
No. Look at this. Look at this thing lean. I bet the suspension on this is like unbelievable. It's like literally pillows. It's like a tip over.
Yeah, you're right. It's all those microphones.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't have 5. Had to step at 4. Oh, there's another guy above it. Look at the jet. What is happening?
Does he have microphones too?
This looks like a fucking movie. His car's worse. His car's just a mid-size from Hertz.
You don't get Xi's car. I mean, it is. Xi's got the Daewoo XL 5.0, and the other guy has a Toyota Corolla. Yeah.
They picked that up at Hertz at the airport. Drove it over. Slapped some microphones on it. What is happening here? We gotta
wait. Hold on. Does the other guy have microphones too?
Yeah. Look at them. They're coming to meet.
All right. Let's see where this goes.
I did. I committed the mortal sin of reversing 5 seconds. So now we gotta wait. It's for some reason it seems
because it's buffered.
Yeah, I know. It's like if I do that, it's fine. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So they're playing chicken.
This shot looks like it's out of a fucking Wes Anderson movie, man.
It really does.
He's got a microphone.
He's got 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. I can't hear you. Turn your microphones on. Everyone who's involved has these car moving platforms. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, you wanna show me those troops? Okay. Where are they? Over. Oh, Jesus. Okay, see ya. I make this bigger without doing that.
Okay. See. Okay. See ya.
Oh, see, that's optical illusion, right? It looked like they were pointing, they were like playing chicken, but they're not.
Yeah.
Different lanes in this 50 lane highway.
On this 50 lane military inspection field.
All right. Catch you later. We still on for pickleball? Yep. Okay.
Yeah. What is this road?
That's I bet it's called Xi Jinping Boulevard.
Yeah.
I love this. His expression is so good, man.
Yeah. Make it full screen when it goes to.
Hold on. Let me back up again so I can really. I don't want to mess it up once it starts. Just the motion in his motionless face is so great. Look at that. It's GPOV. It's helmet cam.
GPOV. Oh man. This is good. I'm really enjoying this.
I can't believe there was a second. Oh, there's a backup car. Look.
Yeah, with microphones.
It's ready to go. In case this 1978 Daewoo breaks down. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna come out of his hole? No.
He's gonna turn 90 degrees.
And he's not saluting anybody.
That's Xi don't salute. Isn't that the USSR flag?
They're communist in China.
Well, I know that. I didn't realize that was the communist flag. I thought that was the USSR flag. Maybe they're one and the same.
Yeah, I think the sickle and the hammer represents communism. You know, I'm pretty sure he was a democratically elected president who has now become president for life. Is that the story?
Yeah.
Like originally, he was originally democratically elected, and now he's sort of consolidated power, and he's committing human rights atrocities and ethnic cleansing. And
well, that's true. I know that he changed the rules.
Yeah.
To make it so that he will be president for life.
I mean, typically when that happens, and I'm not saying all the time, I'm not going to go ahead and put Xi into a grouping of all the time. But typically when someone in charge changes the rules to make themselves in charge for life, they're pulling some, they're up to something.
You may want to double check about this person.
You may. Yeah. And if he drives, oh, there it is. It looks like it's a green screen.
He's not getting a lot of use out of these. Four
dude, look at this. This guy's angry.
He turned way too early. He's getting
kill him.
Yeah, he's a traitor.
Yeah, clearly a North Korean spy. Oh, dude.
Oh shit.
You brought shame to your family.
Yeah.
Ruined that cool tight shot.
Like these now, they might not have even been there.
It does look like a green screen on Xi.
Over here.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, are they going to really risk Xi? Well, first of all, there's no bullets in any of those guns.
Oh, certainly.
Right? Are they going to risk Xi's torso being exposed for this long? Or are they going to green screen it in?
I think
because that looked fake as hell. No, that looked... Go back to that.
They could have filmed that in a studio and then just cut it in.
They definitely did. You can see that they're all getting direction on which way to turn their head.
So I think look, there's a lot of
that was real. That's not real.
But I haven't seen the blue hats anywhere in these wide shots.
You've never heard about the blue berets? Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
No, it doesn't.
As the green berets.
The blue balls. Makes it funny. Blue berets, huh? Yeah.
All right. So looking at their military here.
Yeah.
I want you to handicap a USA versus China World War III.
That's that. Well, that's a thing now, right? That's what people are. I've seen stories about that.
Yeah, but I'm asking you who's going to win.
Yeah, I listen. I
Because you got USA, you got NATO.
as much as yeah, as much as I hate the um the connection between toxic patriotism and the military,
Sure.
like that connection in the United States. I think without knowing anything, it's not like I've ever done anything or known anything other than what I'm reading about the military. I find it hard to believe that we would lose a war. We may
Ever?
destroy the planet, but I don't think we would ever like lose a war and become part of China. You know what I mean? I don't.
You're saying we would never lose a war to China,
to anybody.
but it happened.
China's
Vietnam, Afghanistan.
Yeah, but as far as if there's a Chinese American war, it ends with one country occupying the other, and I don't see.
Okay, if it comes down to occupation, yeah,
the planet will be destroyed before that happens.
Here's the thing. I agree with you. I mean, I think that America has the most impressive military of all time. I mean, they do. It's not, we don't have to think that. People who know this shit have said it. But look at this. This is what, remember the opening ceremony of the Beijing Olympics? We don't have that kind of control over our people. We can't get that type of participation and discipline. And we have elected leaders that need to get reelected. They don't.
Here's the difference.
They will just throw bodies at something over. Right. They will run people at a machine gun nest endlessly, and we won't.
Well, they have to because they don't have a voluntary military.
Right.
They don't.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And I think I would take one infantry member who has been trained properly, been through the boot camp, been through everything, and this, I would take one of those guys over 10 people who they just threw machine guns at and said, go run at the enemy.
I know, but the difference is the guy who's been trained properly, fed, if he messes up, he goes back and maybe he gets court-martialed. This guy's going to get his head cut off.
Right.
Who do you want in a one-on-one fight? I'll take the guy who is literally fighting for his life and he cannot accept failure. I'm just saying that, like, forget about a one-on-one. These guys will do absolutely anything to win. That's what I'm saying. And they can. The U.S. can't.
I think you're seeing that with Russia, though, right now. Man, that's what they're doing. They're pulling people. All right, I don't want to make this a video where we're just
you're right, though.
Chinese military in the back.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this conversation was going to go in a different direction.
Yeah. But yeah, when you have conscriptions, right? Mass conscriptions, those people don't get trained. They barely get fed when they're there. And and they're people who are like, I can run away and maybe I don't have to do it. Like I can hide or I'm going to get killed. So I don't give a shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's easy to overestimate. It's easy to overestimate the will of someone to live. To commit atrocities, basically, to kill people in order to live. I don't think everybody's got it in them.
Yeah, you're right, actually. What was that movie with that's Russian Sniper where they showed how in World War II they would send the Russian army to charge and then they would set up a machine gun behind them and anyone who tried to retreat, they would just mow them down?
I don't remember.
Sort of, but it's not a great recipe for success.
Sounds like a good date movie.
Yeah, it was. It was with what's his name? Who's the guy with the really intense eyes? He played Alien in the Marvel movie in Captain Marvel.
Andy Kaufman.
He's like a big. Yeah, it was Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman in the Russian sniper movie. Yeah, he got nominated for an Oscar on that.
Did you see Everything, Everywhere, Always at Once?
No. Is it worth seeing?
Yeah, it's the best movie of the last decade, easily. It might be the best movie ever. Let me ask you a question. Do you like Kung Fu?
Now I'm really not going to watch it.
Do you like Kung Fu? Do you like time travel? Do you like the idea of exploring the frickin' multiverse?
Look, watch Scott the movie. It's
fucking awesome.
Scott Bakula's Quantum Leap. Always going to hold a dear place in my family's heart.
Bakula. What was going on in that show? What was like the premise of that show? So he would wake up in someone's body, but didn't know it until he saw his reflection?
He had a time machine. There was some sort of like time machine that he would then be transported back to someone else's body. He would like live that person's life.
Yeah, he would live that person's life.
But dude, I'm not even gonna show it. They like that was in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Coke fueled 80s.
And it was not, man, it would not have flown these days. I know they have a Quantum Leap now, but they didn't put them into people's bodies like the first Quantum Leap. I mean, he wanted to do a guy with Down syndrome. He was a guy with Down syndrome. I'm not kidding. I'll show it.
Show it. Show it. He leapt into a Down syndrome person?
Dude. I need to show you this. And if you laugh, you're going to hell. So just be forewarned. Oh man. I wish it was easier to share the screen.
What do you want?
It's not. No, I mean I got it. I don't want this one. Is
Quantum Leap Down syndrome episode.
You ready? You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm retarded?
He's wearing a Bullwinkle shirt.
Dude. You can't do that these days. That's Quantum Leap in 1988.
What the fuck? And he dropped the hard R too.
Yeah.
Hard R.
That's a word that has been changed in our lifetime, right?
Dude, that it's been changed. Forget about our lifetime. We used to use that word regularly. Along with a number of other offensive words that were just tossed around and bandied about by young men.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
You know what, though? This is what I think happens, right? So the feeling that you just had of shame and remorse, I think the problem with woke culture or progress at all is that you as a man or me as a man, we're going to get to a point in our life when we have just one too many of those moments. And we're going to say, no, I'm done with this now. We can't shame people for doing things that were completely acceptable at the time.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
It does.
So don't feel shame.
It's okay. The one problem I have with it, whatever, I'm not going to get into it, but there's family members I have that have Down syndrome. It's like
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. I didn't put it together. I remember the moment, the last time I ever said that word, and I got corrected, and boom, that was it. And I was young.
Corrected by your mom?
My aunt. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm good.
You know what's, and I don't know, the universe keeps doing this, but I was thinking about that yesterday.
Think about what?
Your family members that had Down syndrome.
Oh, okay.
It crossed my mind for whatever reason. So how and like I had like a good think on it because I am older now, and I was thinking about how hard that must have been for your aunt and for any family member. I think I must have saw something, that was like. Anyway,
surely you didn't wake up out of a deep sleep and be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, Rich has no. But I did think about it yesterday, so I think it's weird that it comes up today.
Yeah, that's right. That's the
A few days ago,
right in our episode.
there was so when I was at Amazon, after my first year at Amazon, I was at Amazon Pay, and I was doing really well. And the guy who was the director there left to go to eBay, and he offered me a job. And I was telling Allison how like different my life would have been if I would have taken that job, right? Because it was a lot of money for the time, but nothing compared to what Amazon being able to ended up being worth. And then the next day, the woman who ended up taking that job, because I said no, so he went on to someone else from our team, and she said yes, called me and like to catch up and see what was going on. It's weird, right? Like I haven't thought about these things for many, many years, and then all of a sudden, am I leaping?
Maybe.
Where's Ziggy?
Leapt. You've quantum.
It wasn't Ziggy doing the leaps? Didn't Ziggy control the
cartoon?
Leaps? Yeah. No, Quantum Leap. Ziggy.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I only know that from the episode of Always Sunny, where they do the Quantum Leap parody. Well, it was more like the Wiz parody. That's a great show, man. Do you ever watch that?
Quantum Leap? Yeah.
No, Always Sunny.
You know, I don't watch it a lot, but I like it every time I watch it. Which is good, man. I like to have something in the back pocket where I can just be like, there's nothing on. I want to watch something for 24 minutes runtime, and I can just throw in a random episode, and it's all good.
And it's gonna be good.
I don't want to binge watch it and then watch.
It's not a real binge watchable show. It's better reserved for exactly what you're saying. Like maybe when you've got a gummy in your system. Oh boy, I had a real same.
Have you ever another show, and one show that I do love, but it's absolutely unwatchable to even watch a full episode. You have to watch it in pieces. I think you should.
Oh, I want it. I think. Oh yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, it's very funny. I mean, you do have to watch it in pieces though. Like in pieces, it's the best show ever. But if you try to watch 2 episodes in a row, oof. Yeah,
that's a long hour.
Yeah, because it makes you so uncomfortable.
The guy gets I heard him explain it on he was on a TV show or something or whatever. He was like, I'm from the show. I think you should leave. Where all we do is make skits about people who get embarrassed and then start yelling.
That's pretty.
And every skit's the same way.
Yeah, that's very true. It's good though. I mean, I really like the show. I think that there's I think that some of his like supporting players or supporting cast, I don't know why I said players, are really funny. Like the woman who did that Santa Came Early bit.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
It's not that great, but like she was really funny in it. And she was also in the one where he's a teacher in a classroom and he's showing them like the driver safety videos, and she has the tables. Yeah. That lady.
She's
pretty funny.
That's such a good skit. Did you ever see the one where he there's some guy he's in his car and he's arguing with someone on the phone, and he's like he's getting all mad. He's pulling out of his spot. He's like in a parking lot. He's in his car. He's getting ready to go. I'll be there in a minute. I'm sorry, whatever. And he's all agitated. Tries to back out. And there's another car like pulling in, and it's kind of just messing around. He's like, "Do you know how to drive?" And it's Tim Robinson in the minivan. And he goes, "No." And then that's it. Like that's the whole skit.
Yeah, that was good.
But like how you could just create. It was like, what if you just said no? What if like, do you know how to drive? Yeah. You know, they were just sitting around in a room, and be like, oh man, today I was over here. I'm like, do you know how to drive? And like, what if they just didn't?
Yeah, what if they didn't
about it?
And they admitted it, and they owned up to it immediately. No, I don't. Yeah. I'm new to this. This is very frustrating. I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you help me?
And then when you don't help them, they just say, fine, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Just going to sit here.
Yeah. That's a gummy show.
Yeah.
I would say Always Sunny is funny, sober. My gummy shows that I don't watch without a gummy are Rick and Morty. Mm-hmm. That show. And what the hell's the name of it? I'm drawing a blank. It's a long form show.
That seems right. It must be really good. That's your 2 gummy show. What you can't remember.
So I'm off the sauce now, right? And because I'm trying to get my swimmers up, and I found a gummy the other day in my work bag, and I was like, "Ooh, it's Saturday, it's Friday night, you know." But I had interviews at weird times, so I hadn't eaten like all day, and Friday night, you know what Friday night is here, right?
Pizza night.
It's pizza night. So I went to go get some pizza, came back, and ate my gummy, and then ate some pizza. And it's been like over a month, and I was on and I got crushed. But it was such a weird thing. Like I was sitting on the couch, and Allison looked over at me, and I hadn't spoken in like 4 minutes, so she knew something was wrong. And she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, I know I shouldn't have, but I had a gummy, and it's hitting me like really, really hard. So I think I might need some help to get through this.
Help! Oh my God.
Well, I was like getting scared. You know what I mean? Like it hit me very, very hard. Like, you know how at first it's like, okay, this could be fun. This is good. Wait a second. This is coming on a little bit too strong.
Yeah.
Is it how long ago did I take this thing? Is this the peak, or is this still going up? Oh my God. When was the last time I spoke out loud? Have I said anything in a while? And then it goes to boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was at that point, and then I was like, fuck, I should probably say something to Allison, because I bet I look really weird over here. And she was looking at me
like, nah, I'm totally, this is how I sit. I'm trying to figure out a new way to cross my arms. Allison, this is what do you think?
Let me look around and see. Yeah, so I was doing that, and she was cool about it. But it was the weirdest thing, because like it really was just because I was on an empty stomach, right? So
yeah, I
went into the bedroom, and she put on The Bachelor or something, and I was like, "Babe, I think I'm gonna die."
Come on up, let's go. I'll put you in bed, and we'll put The Bachelor on.
She put The Bachelor on for herself and left me in a dark room.
Got it.
And then I was like, "Hey,
that's even worse."
It was way worse. And I was like, "Can you come in here? I think I'm gonna die." And then she came in there, and like all I needed was like someone to joke around with me, you know. And she started cracking jokes and making me laugh, and I was fine. But the crazy thing is that like 30 minutes later, I was completely fine. Like,
yeah, right.
Immediately, I was fine.
Sometimes. Well, fine.
It was weird.
You're probably still
digesting the food.
Well, not that, but like just you were mellowed out.
I think it was more the food, but I was like able to walk around and talk. Oh, and I was totally normal.
Right.
I thought I was in for a long haul.
Yeah, dude. Lightweight. That's the only way to eat them, though. You got to eat them on an empty stomach, or else they don't work.
At all?
In my experience, yeah.
Well, I guess I've gone soft.
Yeah, maybe
it was quite an exciting night here.
I bet it was. I'm sure that was the best pizza night you've had in recent times.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I felt really bad. I felt like I ruined our evening, right? Because it was like 7:30. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know about kind of felt like I think you did.
I think that's why I felt that way. Is because I definitely did.
So that's the problem, right? Like, it's like a self-fulfilling kind of prophecy thing when you get in that mindset of what's wrong. Oh, I'm causing the issue. Now everything's ruined. I did this. That's when it gets to be bad.
Yeah. I was not in a good way, but good wife helped me through it, pulled me out the keyhole, or pulled me through the keyhole.
I find that if I'm in that state, I'm getting more vulnerable than I usually am. I almost find it therapeutic, man, to be honest. Like,
well, I will say that the day after, I felt cleansed.
Well, I'm not saying, yeah, I don't necessarily mean that. I mean, like, I will consider things like trains of thoughts on decisions that I've made or
Oh, dude, I had
whatever.
some hard moments with myself about like
Yeah.
what I'm doing in the job search, the way I'm processing getting laid off. Like I had some real uncomfortable moments, but like that's what I mean. I felt cleansed. I was like, dude, I'm being a little bitch about this. Like I'm pressing too hard. I need to just like shut the fuck up and stop. And like, what am I doing? It was good. It was good.
I
It
think
was
that's
healthy.
important stuff to consider. Yeah, you don't want to get into your like, you can get really siloed with, oh man, I'm a badass. I do this. I do this. This is what I did. This is the right decision. You're like, what if it wasn't the right decision? Like, what am I
Right.
not considering? And like, for some reason, whenever I'm in that state, that all comes out.
I like that.
And I just like quietly consider it, and it for a couple minutes, and then it goes away. Like at this point, I know that how the ebbs and flows of those kinds of things. But I think that's an important. I don't think it's like a purely pleasurable sort of endeavor to just eat a gummy and watch TV. Like I think you do get something out of it.
Yeah, I agree. I heard someone describe psychedelics one time as a emotional enema. Emotional enema, yeah, something like that.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
so like it's
dude,
flushing
okay, speaking of that,
all of your toxic feelings the same way that an enema would flush out all the toxins in your body, right? That's the analogy. Speaking of enemas,
speaking of, yeah, let me pull up this video real quick. We've been watching this. There's a show on Netflix, and we watched the first episode, so I've been watching it. I'm pulling up a video. I just want to make sure it's the right one. Yeah, this is it. So they gave these dudes LSD. Let me just go ahead and share this one. The show's on psychedelics. It's basically this older guy. He's got to be in his 60s, and all he does is go around and do drugs. He just goes to different places. I think he was like snorting. He was like snorting tobacco.
This is a show?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh yeah, sniff snuff. You don't remember people in our high school doing that? Sniff snuff?
This was not that. This was like he was in the jungle with natives, and he was using their like they were presenting their medicine to him. But the episode we were watching was on LSD. Okay. And this is normal. This is before they gave them LSD.
Is this like MK Ultra?
I don't know what that is. All right, so they got LSD.
Turn the volume up a little bit. I want to hear this.
So this is normal time, right? They're tight.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
So we're watching this, and I'm fucking dying.
The squad, all except the drill sergeant, now drugged with LSD, again was ordered to fall in. The response was not the same.
Just look at these guys. Look at them laughing. Look at them laughing.
The squad leader thought it was not necessary for him to dress right. There was much laughter as the group attempted to give expression to inner emotions. This elation was group supported.
Wait till they start marching.
From the group, which shows severe disturbance.
All right, so now they're just going to march in formation.
Notice the volunteer who salutes several times. 5 minutes later, his severe depression caused the medical officers to end his participation in the test.
A severe depression?
Thoughts and actions of the drill sergeant who did not receive LSD were as before. But in marching, the squad, although starting fairly well, gave a sluggish and ragged performance.
Sluggish and ragged.
Ragged. These raggeders. Pushing each other around.
After a few minutes,
it's better when they start walking back. There's only one other good part. Hang on. There, watch this. These dudes, like, come on, walk back, guys. A couple of them just wander off in the back.
This guy's stopping, taking his coat off, having a cigarette.
Yeah, it's over. Anyway,
The second grill
but we
Wait,
watched that show.
where did you see this?
It was on the Netflix show. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh wait. Go back to that. Go back to the YouTube. I saw a suggested video that might need to be mandatory viewing.
What was it?
I don't know.
It's
I
gone.
gotta see it again. It's gone.
Oh,
Okay.
it was on the right. You mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it said something on meth, and it had a picture of a
Oh.
guy's face that looked like real methed out.
Oh, soldier ODs on meth. Yeah, we're not watching that.
Oh no, okay, that's no good.
It's 8:12 in the morning. Let's keep the death out of it for at least a little bit.
Yeah. I love these banners. I like looking back at these banners. This is my favorite one by far.
That is. So did you get to edit any videos?
No, I didn't.
No?
No, none.
Wow.
Yeah, I failed
Yeah, were you too
in that
busy
endeavor.
working? Were you too busy
No.
going to your job?
I was too busy trying to find a job. But I still have the tab open though.
Oh, that's well. Of
I
course.
got started. I got a little bit. I got a little bit done. It's easy. It's really
Oh,
easy.
really?
Yeah,
Okay. Good.
it's easy. So like, it's just a matter of like actually sitting down and doing it, which has escaped
do it,
me up
man.
to this point. Yeah.
Put some music on. Just sit down for 30 minutes and see if you can figure one thing out. That's what I'm learning. Like, I've got all these boxes now that make music, and I want to, but like, you have to learn how to use them. And it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm not trying to make something cool right now. I'm just trying to figure out how I can do this one thing that I know it can.
That's a
do,
good way
but I
to
don't
look
know
at
how
it.
Do it.
That's a good way to look
Right.
at it.
So like for editing the videos,
It's intimidating.
it's right, but you just have to break it down. You just have to do like little projects. Like, oh, I got to figure out how to frame Josh in this one shot. And then that's it. And then like, okay, I figured that part out, so I'm done for today.
I like
Right
that.
now.
You know, you were qualified to like give a TED talk on how to learn new things. It's a superpower of yours. I think I've told you this before, but you really have gotten good at learning shit that you know nothing about. Like nothing.
Right.
Like the guitar, like editing film, like editing music. I'm trying to think of a few others. Australian rules football.
Mm.
Although that's more athletically, like you knew how to run and jump and stuff. But there's been a lot of them. You've done a lot of those
Yeah.
things. So that's the trick,
All-
huh? Break it up into small
all-
pieces.
I think so. That's what I'm doing, right? Like just figure out how the functionality works, and then once you learn how to use the thing, whatever it is, then you can get creative with it. But you can't do that until you know what it's capable of.
Right. That's a good point. That's
So,
a very
yeah,
good point.
That's my recommendation.
So I had a few interviews yesterday, and they were projects, and then I have another 4 interviews on Friday, but I have to do between now and then I have to do a project, which is basically writing an entire year's plan. But the guy told me like, I've got the job if I do this. Right. So, but it's a lot. Like a 30, 60, 90, 180, 360 plan is a lot of work for free.
I mean, if you do it, you get a job. I mean, I don't know. I wonder how much of those.
Yeah.
So they like pull all these. They get all these candidates and write all these plans, and then how
Yeah.
much of those do they just use and not hire?
In this, yeah, I think at a bigger company they definitely do that, right? This company, it's actually a good thing, right? Because I would be their first employee in New York, and not North America, but New York, the East Coast. So I would be a bit of an island, and my only concern is that are they going to have reasonable expectations for how long it's going to take to accomplish something when you're the first person?
Mhm.
And his response to my angst was, "Well, you show me. You tell me what's reasonable." So
Yeah.
I think it's a good situation because if I do end up going there, I'm coming in on day one with like having like had a hand in setting my own expectations, which is cool.
Yeah, that sounds
a lot of
honestly that
thought.
sounds like someone you wouldn't actually mind working for. With
Correct.
They have a reasonable
Yeah.
demeanor.
So, and then yesterday I had to do this. This is risky to say on a live stream, but I'm going to go for it anyway. You want to see my, want to see what I presented?
Do we?
No. I don't know. I think it's interesting to see what other people go through, but the reason I want to show you, I'll show you one part of it.
Okay.
Because this is it's great to see technology.
Great to see.
So one of the questions was, you know, how do I go about building pipeline and finding new opportunities, right? And adding them to the pipeline. So this was how I presented it, right? Identify target customers, research, build a prospect list, outreach and qualification, nurture, analyze, and optimize. Ironically,
did you use this to do everything? Oh, geez.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah. I think you could, like, here's the thing with ChatGPT, and you use this to do yours.
Well, look, I know how to do this already. I've been doing it for 20 years. What I was having trouble with was like, how do I visualize this? And like, sometimes just finding the words to do something that comes so naturally to you at this point is very hard. Mm-hmm. Because you've forgotten that you at one time, like you're saying, when you learn something new, you break it down into small steps. When you're, you know, more proficient at something, you don't think of it that way. So it was really helpful. Like I changed things and I made it my own, but I just liked that I had 7 things. It was very helpful as a thought exercise. Right.
Yeah. I got you.
Allison was telling me the other day that like she needs to improve at writing emails. That's one of her business skills. So she just got a promotion and a new job, which is exciting. But and I was like, no, you don't. Like that's not a thing anymore. No one does.
Again, yeah, they do. Like you can't use ChatGPT to write your fucking emails for you. You just can't.
Why not?
Because they'll be wrong. They won't be right. I mean, there are things. Listen,
but you're no longer responsible for hunting and pecking out each character.
I'm thinking about my emails. My emails are 2 sentences long and they are transaction based. They are.
How hard are those to write then?
Right. They're not hard to write.
I don't think those were the types she was worried about.
It's not about how long they are. It's about what you don't put in emails. I agree. That's the shit you need to learn. Not, if you don't have good grammar at this point, it's probably not going to.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she has bad grammar.
No, I get what you're saying. It's more about being succinct and transactional and only including the essential information. I totally agree. Like people, it's a good emailers are head and shoulders above the pack. Like there are some bad emails out there.
Do you consider
myself a good emailer? I consider myself an above average emailer. I don't think I'm good or great yet, but that's only because I usually have so much to say in my head. So I sometimes, upon revision, I'm a great emailer. Instinctively, I'm above average. What about you?
I consider myself great. But it's not.
You can tell just by the way both of us just answered that question.
Right. Yeah, Josh, give me the 90-second answer. I'll give you the 6-word answer.
Yes, I think I am.
Yeah, I think I'm great.
That doesn't surprise me. You speak like you email. And that's a good thing, right? Like there was this guy who came into a creative writing class at Franklin and Marshall, and he said, "You should always write like you speak, but better." And I thought that was like such a great tip. It stuck with me. Right? Write like you speak, but better.
Man. That's why he got that assistant professorship at Franklin and Marshall.
Yeah.
Nailed that one.
Like
write like you speak, but do it better.
But better.
Oh, Professor Johnson.
It gets the super hot fire. You ever watch those videos? Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Hey, class.
I think it's important. We had a
write like you speak, but better.
our company offers a business email training. And I for new employees, I think it's important, again, because and it doesn't teach you like, oh, here's your grammar. It's like, this is a bank, and depending on what you're working on, you should do these things or not do these things, or include these things but don't include these things. And I think that was made sense to have people go through that training as new employees.
I totally agree. I think that if you're going to train corporate employees who need to communicate via Slack and email, it's interesting. I think I'm an excellent Slack communicator. I think I might be I'm an elite Slack communicator. I don't like email. I really don't. Allison loves it. I think you like it too. You seem like a kind of asshole who would like email.
It's important. I mean,
it's an important tool. I get it. Until it isn't, right? And then eventually Slack will take over or something like that. But I wonder why I'm good at Slack and not good at email. Anyway,
Slack is it's more conversational.
Right.
Which I don't like when it comes to business. Like there are things that you just need to, like, I don't want a constant back and forth. I want to be able to consider my response. And I can't do that on Slack. Slack people are waiting for you to answer. They see that you read it and it's time for them to get a response. And now they're kind of waiting. I need to think about it.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I never thought of it that way. That's interesting because
I can out anybody.
I can out Slack anybody.
Put me in an email competition, baby.
I mean, that's so interesting that like those are, oh man. Because you feel like you have an advantage or you remove a disadvantage when you have time to consider your response. I feel like I'm at an advantage when I don't give someone else time to consider their response.
Well, that's why you're in
because
sales.
I know I can keep up, but I don't think they can. Interesting.
When it comes to conversation, I'm fine with that. I'm good. I feel like, especially a big conversation, I've already like prepared. So I know where I'm going to go, what's important, what's not. Even if it's not, I feel like I can think on my feet. But when you're talking about emails, there are legal consequences to what you email. Those are discoverable in court.
So are Slack conversations.
Well, I never have external Slack conversation. I would never do that. I think that's.
I did it.
That would be unacceptable.
I had it set up with. Well, it's good in certain situations. Like, it's a big give as a salesperson to say, I'm going to give you a direct pipeline to support and to me instantly. But it's very beneficial for me. Like having a Slack channel set up with your customer is like a badge of honor in sales. If you can do that, you're a fucking badass. Okay. It's the 2023 equivalent of having a corporate badge at their office. Like the best salespeople are badged at the company, right? They have got a desk there that they can use.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's badass.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. And look, we're talking about two different things here, or two different use cases. Harvard Business Review, where you at? But yeah, I think having a conversation over chatting, I don't like that. I would prefer to, and we use Teams, and when I get a message, it's like, ask me a question. It's like, well, okay, one question, no problem, yes or no. But if it's more than that, let's just get on the phone and talk about it.
Switching gears for a second. What do you think about that Alec Murdaugh?
There is no man who is visually less prepared to spend the rest of his life in jail than Alec Murdaugh.
I heard someone say that his sons look like him at different stages of development. They really do. There's like young teenage version, young adult version, full grown. Have you seen him and his son? Yeah. So how much do you know about that case? Have you watched the documentaries?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, not the documentary, but it's been on the news every night.
Okay. So I got like 3
minutes.
I'm going to ask one question. No problem. This is the question. How he do it?
Well, the ultimate reason is probably because he was an addict, right? And he needed money, and he tried to cover his tracks.
Stole $10 million. I think he had enough money to buy pills.
But he didn't want to get caught, right? They were literally, it happened the day that they confronted him at work.
About the financial crime, you mean? Yeah.
But that all stems back from like, he was an addict, so he needed the money.
Right.
And he needed to cover, he didn't want to go to jail.
But he didn't need $10 million to buy pills.
Evil of a man.
I know. And like, also, you can't be a dummy and steal $10 million from someone without getting caught immediately, right? So he's not a dumb person. But you have to be an idiot to think that killing your wife and son is going to distract from your other crimes.
Well, it did. It worked.
Until it didn't.
Yeah, he bought himself, a couple years?
Oh, you mean, do you think that his strategy worked according to him?
Yeah. They called the dogs off, man. They called the dogs off, and it took 2 years or something. When did they die? When did he?
But he didn't plan on getting charged. 2020. I think he was arrested in 2021. Yeah, 2021, I think.
But when did it happen?
Well, he would have been arrested soon after it happened. I think around there, 2020, 2021.
Hold on.
Yeah, because the son's boat crash was in 2018, I think. 2018 or 2019. Yep. That was a sad story. You know about the boat crash?
Well, there was his, they had a housekeeper that died. Like
yeah,
there was a kid that died right outside their street, like out their.
I think each one of them has a body. So Buster was having an entanglement with Buster was gay and he killed the kid he was being gay with. The housekeeper got killed, I think maybe by the mom. The good old Paw killed that girl in the boat, and dad killed mom and son.
Okay, so it was September 4th, 2021. So he bought himself a year and a half.
Yeah. But
he was going to jail.
He didn't plan to be charged with this crime. You're making it sound like that his plan worked because he was on trial for murder. I'm pretty sure that wasn't his intention. My question is, how the hell could he have ever thought he was going to get away with this? And that, like, sure, I agree. Your wife and your son being brutally murdered is a great distraction from your financial crimes. Unless you're the one brutally murdering them. Like, obviously, the one brutally murdering them.
Right. But again, I think you go back to that, like, from what I understand about addiction, it's like you don't think long, you don't plan long term, right? Like you just are going from one fix to the next.
Yeah.
He's just trying to solve the problem of the day. That's
it. And no. I mean, look,
increasingly worse and worse, and then it came to the point where he killed his fucking family, man. Like that. Where do you go from there? That's it.
But like, I was an opioid addict. I held down a job for years. Like so did he. Like if you can show up and try someone in court, he said he was on pills for 20 years, which I believe, but you can't try someone in court and have the mental acuity to do that and then become a cold-blooded murderer in the next. It's just not how it works. I mean, I think that he was probably pressed for it. You as an addict, you end up in desperate situations. I think that his judgment was obscured enough for him to think that stealing money was okay. The pills numbed the part of him that would cause humility and shame. You know, the pills free you from any of those burdens. That I believe. But I don't think the pills had anything to do with thinking that killing his wife and son were a good idea. Okay. Like that, there's just no way. It's a bridge too far.
Fair enough. That's fine. I agree with that. And I don't know that that's exactly what I was trying to say, but the way you just framed it was.
Yeah, no, I get what you're trying to say. You're right. It was a decent plan for a person that was unhinged or on the brink. Yeah, right.
Well, we started talking.
He's
about
a lawyer.
We started. Dude, that guy's gonna walk into super max.
Have you seen them with the shaved head
like,
yet? So the Virginia prison system shaved his head. Is that what they're gonna do?
That guy walking, like the meme of the guy behind the tree.
Yeah. That's
it. They're waiting for Alex. Who's going to be his bunk?
Anyway,
roommate.
When I get this, let me get through this. This interview's done on Friday morning when I have to present that plan, and then I'll do some editing.
Yeah, cool. We're about to start a crush phase at work anyway, so I'm going to be busy.
What's a crush phase?
A little while. We're working long nights for the next 10 days.
Oh,
stuff.
Go get them.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, man. Good luck.
Yeah.
With the interview.
Thanks.
Good. This is a good episode. I'm gonna watch this one back.
Yeah, Combatius was a good episode too.
Yeah, we're getting there, man.
The last one was good.
26 of these things already.
I know, it's crazy.
We've covered a lot of ground. All right, later.
All right, brother.